Social media is a growing tool for communication, yet few people are formally educated on the proper use of online sites. The misuse of social media has consequences ranging from minor embarrassment to the destruction of reputations. It takes a lot of practice to learn proper social media etiquette. I interviewed a few people who have had a lot of experience with social media. Let's hear some of their advice.
JF Hicks is the Director of New Media at KWTX News 10 Waco.
I mean, like a lot of people, I use, a lot of different sites. Facebook, I use Twitter, I use Instagram, Vine, Flickr. I mean, there's so many out there to use. Find people who are really good at already using social media, and kind of, before you jump in, I would say the first thing is to listen and to kind of figure out what people are doing. So figure out what the conversations are, how people interact in the community where you're, interested in. So just kind of fall in and see what people are doing, and make sure you kind of follow the rules of the community. I don't think if you don't have a story that you've had a blunder, you probably just haven't used social media long enough. So I learned this early on, is to make sure that anything that you're communicating, whether it's on Facebook messaging or direct messaging on Twitter, any of the other things that you think are not private, is just always make sure that you know that it could go out. I've had, when I first started, I sent a direct message that I thought was going to someone. I accidentally hit broadcast instead of direct message, and it went out to thousands of people. But luckily I didn't say anything too bad. But that's a great lesson, just to be careful and just always be mindful of what you say.
Dr. Marlene Neal is the Assistant Professor with the Journalism, Public Relations, and New Media Department at Baylor University.
When it comes to social media etiquette, I think the thing to think about is thinking about treating the other person, the people that you're communicating with, the way that you would want to be treated. And so you're thinking about issues like, am I being transparent? Am I being honest? Am I trying to deceive someone? How would I feel if I were in the shoes of the person that I'm trying to communicate with? And so I think we always need to put our communication efforts to that test.
Courtney Parker is a PhD student and a teacher in the English department at Baylor University.
Everything that you put on social media represents your character, and the people who are viewing your social media accounts, regardless of if you are good friends with them or if they're your teacher or your boss, they are making a value judgment about the things that you say, and they're going to carry that judgment with them whenever they interact with you. Nothing is private anymore. You leave a digital footprint everywhere you go. Always imagine your content could be viewed by an authority. Ask yourself, does this post benefit others? Be intentional about everything you do on social media.
Dr. Mia Moody Ramirez does research at Baylor University in the Journalism, PR, and New Media Department.
My advice would be to use it as a tool, particularly if you're applying for jobs. I tell my students who are seniors, when you have social media, when you post content, make sure you keep in mind that a prospective employer may see that information. So it's very important for you to post content that would be helpful in making you reach your goals. So if you're looking for a job, it would not be wise to post pictures of you drinking alcohol or using drugs or anything that would be inappropriate and that would make someone decide not to hire you. So it's just very important to follow practical, sound advice when you use social media. If you think it's something that would help you, then of course post that content. Suggestions would include photos of you participating in conferences, participating in organizations, you doing anything positive, exercising. That type of content could help you get a job.
Hope these tips improve your social media etiquette.